Okay, so going to be going over the social emotional dilemmas and scenarios to problem solve slide deck from Teach Me This. Going to be working with the pressure cooker dilemma within that slide deck. We're going to be using the problem solving cycle and the give a skill graphic organizers. And we're going to just remind you that there's the full slide deck, which includes 36 dilemmas, 10 graphic organizers for sale through Teachers Pay Teachers on the Teach Me This website. Teach Me This has a whole bunch of other cool lessons too, if this is not your jam. Anyway, so this first we got to go to the table of contents to get to the pressure cooker dilemma. As you can see, there's 36 different choices under 5 different categories. We're going to go to pressure cooker. So you click on this link and it'll get you right to it. So on the slide, you'll see the title, Pressure Cooker at the top, as well as a visual that will help link the story to a visual. At the bottom in the blue, we have the different graphic organizers that we would typically use for group discussion or for processing or debriefing about a dilemma. And over here on the right, we have these 3 under orange that are more for the independent work for a student, like a warm-up or a bell ringer or like a post-lesson check kind of a thing. So as we click, we'll be going through the dilemma. I will just read it really quickly, but if you want a slower version for you want to use it for those students so that the reading is not a barrier, you can click up here to get an audio version of the text so that students can kind of listen along, or you can just play it for your class. Anyway, so Ozzy struggles in school and wants to do better. His parents and teachers want him to do better and offer a lot of help, but he still struggles. He feels a lot of pressure about struggling in school, and that makes things even harder. It's like he can't think. Sometimes a teacher will check in with Ozzy when he's doing an assignment wrong. This frustrates Ozzy, and he'll tell the teacher to go away and leave him alone. Then he'll feel embarrassed and feel even more pressure. Ozzy just puts his head down until class is over when he's feeling like that. After class, he'll feel better and think about how next time he'll just accept the help or just get the work done, but then the whole situation repeats itself again. Okay, so after we've read the dilemma together, maybe you'll have the students work by themselves first. So an example that could be using this give a skill graphic organizer. So here we're going to give a skill. The 3 skills we're going to choose from are flexibility, frustration, tolerance, or problem solving. Okay, if your students need help with understanding some of that or how something like this might work, there's a video lesson link right up here to click on. If they're working within the slide deck, or then they can always click and drag the situation. This is something they'd be working from by themselves. So we could choose like the skill of frustration tolerance, right? And so I would give Ozzy the skill of frustration tolerance because having that skill would impact the situation these ways, right? It would help be able to think more clearly and make a better decision in this situation. Obviously, you'd want your students to expand a little bit more, but this is the idea, right? We want to be able to give the skill to Ozzy of frustration tolerance and then help discover what the impact of that would be for the situation. So we've reviewed what all the students thought about different skills to give Ozzy and how that could have impacted the situation. We've kind of really debriefed that. So maybe we can move on to the problem solving cycle to work on as a group. So we can click on this link right here and we'll get us right to that graphic organizer. Again, this could be something that we want the students to talk more than us. So I've already kind of put in the information here, but this would be something that happens over a much longer period of time where we're getting the students' ideas and thoughts and goals together. Okay, so we start with what we want to happen, right? What's our goal? We want Ozzy to feel better about school and to do better in school. Again, this is what the students are providing us the information, and we're just helping kind of guide and facilitate that conversation. What's in the way? Ozzy feeling too much pressure, and Ozzy reacting when a teacher checks in or tries to help. So now we kind of got to think about the perspective and like our side and the other side. So the other side would be that kind of more often the teacher in this situation, but it could be the students too. We can be really flexible with this graphic organizer. So the other side, teachers want to help, they want to teach, but it's hard for teachers to teach when a student doesn't respond well or doesn't try. And maybe the teacher doesn't even know about how Ozzy is feeling. So when we're talking about our side, now we're trying to really explore how Ozzy's feeling in that situation. So we know that for Ozzy, making mistakes is embarrassing for Ozzy. The school is hard for him, and that just accepting the help in class isn't easy for him. Ozzy's head goes down because he doesn't know what else to do. These are all things that Ozzy knows, but maybe the other side doesn't know. So what's the plan? So this plan could come up from a bunch of students either coming up with their own brainstorming ideas individually, or it could be in small groups, or what have everybody votes on it, whatever. But let's say our plan ended up being, we're going to check in with the teacher before or after class and let them know what Ozzy is thinking and feeling, and then work together to try and make a plan when away from all the other students. So then we can kind of extrapolate that to try and determine how did it go. So we can say Ozzy and teacher developed a signal, like Ozzy scratching his head while making eye contact, and the teacher will see Ozzy next to a helpful student. Hopefully, we have a student in your group that's had some sort of situation like this, or we can just kind of do some future thinking about, hey, how would this go if we went follow through this plan? What are the pluses? What are the minuses? So we can use the lesson graphic organizer like this, where we already kind of preload the information, but ideally this is on a whiteboard, this is on a piece of paper, and then we're all kind of just come up with the ideas collaboratively. But sometimes it helps to start here first. And that's the basics. So, like I mentioned before, the full slide deck with 36 dilemmas and 10 graphic organizers is for sale at Teachers Pay Teachers in the Teach Me This store. Um, so this is what it would look like when you search for it. I'm also going to have a link in the video details as well. So you can just kind of click on that if there's something you're interested in buying, or you can always send me an email too if you have questions or concerns or anything like that. Thanks a lot for your time.